What is up guys, Stu here. Next up from this year's festival we have Manifesto, which is the least filmy film at the film festival. Let's talk about that shit. So this is probably going to be the most difficult of the reviews from this year's film festival because, as I've said, it is probably the furthest from a typical film you can get at the festival. So wish me luck. So Manifesto, if you've not heard about it, is a new film from Julian Roosevelt. It's based off a art installation piece he did back in 2015 with Cate Blanchett in Australia, which was essentially just a collection of different monologues from different manifestos to do with art, all collected in this one space that you could walk through and, you know, check out. And they've essentially turned that footage that they used in the screens in that art installation into a feature film here with Cate Blanchett as 13 different characters delivering these different monologues in different environments. It is a very peculiar film to review because it doesn't have a narrative or any of the usual things that I'd be talking about in a review of a film. It shares a lot of the same qualities of the medium, but I wouldn't really say it is a film or a movie. It's more of, I don't know, really. What I enjoyed most was seeing the various different kind of environments and situations that these manifestos take place in. They're all delivered fantastically by Cate Blanchett. I think she does give a undeniably great performance. The different kind of personas and characters she takes on to deliver these different manifestos is undeniably interesting and entertaining, and it does come with it some comedic moments as well as some darker dramatic moments, and I thought that was really welcome. And it's one of the most interesting things about the film is the choice of environment and setting with the manifesto that she's delivering in the monologue at that point. They kind of juxtapose and line up in really interesting and often quite funny and reflective ways. For instance, near the end there's a classroom sequence where she is delivering a manifesto about art and sort of about, I guess, cliche in art. And it was just really fascinating seeing that delivered in the environment of a classroom and seeing kids chanting back stuff which is obviously intended to sound ridiculous and stupid from the voice of the kids. And it's interesting to see what these different environments adds to the manifesto words that are being spoken here. And I think that's where the film is most effective in what it's trying to do and it's most interesting. But I don't know how effective it is as a film in a feature-length setting. It feels incredibly long is the main thing here. And again, I think that's probably definitely intentional on the part of the filmmaker, but it is. It feels long, it sometimes gets dull, and as a result it means that you can sort of slip out, and if you slip out it's hard to get back into some of the monologues I found, and I'm not entirely sure it really needed a feature length. The entire time I was watching it I was just interested in what it would have been like to watch this in the space of a art museum as an art installation. I think it would have worked incredibly effectively there, more so than in the film medium, because I think there's certain things which don't necessarily need to be put into the film medium. But there are a couple of moments, particularly for the end, where they kind of, the screen divides up into each of these 13 different environments and things are overlapping on each other, which was interesting. But unfortunately, all I can really say about a lot of the stuff in this film is that it's interesting. It definitely does make you think about certain things, but at a certain point, it's just sort of retreading a lot of stuff that you've seen before, which is again why I'm not entirely sure it needed the full feature length here. It would have worked just as well as a short film for me. I think I would have got exactly the same thing out of it in terms of what I'm thinking about and what these words mean in the different manifestos there. But again, of course, it feels like the repetitiveness of the film is probably intentional on the half of the filmmaker there, so just making it hard on me here, guys. Making it hard. One thing that did come out of that repetitiveness is some weirdly interesting comedic moments, and I think the bits where it gets a little bit more playful with its own style and its own medium is the moments which captivated me a little bit more than others. But again, that's one of the reasons why I would have absolutely loved to have seen it as an art installation as opposed to a feature-length film here. So yeah, I don't know, this has been a really weird one to review. All I can really let you guys know is some of the interesting things I found about it and some of the things I think worked and didn't work about changing it into the film medium. Hopefully that wasn't too weird and boring for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3 stars because I think it is effective in what it's trying to do. I think it is undeniably interesting and raises questions. But at the same time, with this sort of thing, there's always inevitably going to be a lot of it which ends up feeling repetitive and feels a little bit preachy and doesn't exactly execute as well as I think it wanted to and as interestingly as it thinks it is. But what about you guys? Have you seen Manifesto yet? I know it's been screening at a bunch of different film festivals, and I don't know, any of you guys might have actually seen the art installation in its original form made back in 2015. If you guys have seen any of that, seen the film, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. It's one of the ones from the film festival I'm most interested to see what other people's reactions are to it. There's always crazy different interpretations of it and crazy different opinions. So let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. That would be amazing. And as usual, if you like this review and want to see me talk about more shit, please go ahead and click subscribe. But until next time, stay beautiful, mother truckers. Salmon skin roll. I'm back after the title again to do the classic thing where I move to the side and reveal a nice tasty old playlist of everything else from London Film Festival which I've caught this year. Bunch of reviews filling up there. Go check it out if you want to see my thoughts on any other films. And then to carry on with the rest of your day. There's no obligation to do anything else after that. You just go to bed if you want.